you guys all know right now that I'm speaking and telling the story because no one else is speaking, and I'm willing to tell you what happened. Not because I'm speaking on behalf of anybody. All right.
Okay.
So, first things first, we kicked Hazel out. That stemmed from a lot of different things, specifically because there was one instance a few weeks ago, or like a week or two ago, where I was getting held up. Oh my God, Julian, I'm sorry. There was a
It's
you
alright.
need a mask, so I punched you.
Oh. Can I
Yeah.
borrow somebody's mask for a second, Meg? I'll give it back to you in a moment. I only had a helmet.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so we kicked Hazel out for a few reasons.
Who is we? Who decided on this?
Well, I thought of the idea first. I talked to Ming about it, talked to Julian about it, talked to Lovemore about it, talked to Dickhead about it, talked to Forehead about it last. And nobody had a problem with it until after it was done. After I spoke with Hazel about okay, I'll start from the top. There were the reasons. We removed him from the panel as a precaution in case he found out we were trying to get rid of him and in case he robbed like the whole house. So we took him off the panel first. Oh right, Dez. And then Hazel showed up a few hours later trying to get in the house.
You hold on. Reverse. You said there was something that happened 2 weeks ago that was.
Oh yeah,
that was an issue.
I was getting held up on the block, and then Hazel drove up. Ming asked him to help, and then he didn't help, or he left.
Why was this not brought up like when everybody was around last week?
Because I brought it up to him initially, like alone. Already.
Okay.
And then he said he just doesn't like drama and wants to avoid conflict, and he has a lot of friends in the city, and he doesn't want to get on anyone's bad side. And then I gave him a hypothetical situation. I said, what if your good friend Kitty were to shoot me? What would you do? And he said, oh, Kitty would never shoot you. I would not do anything, pretty much. I would not defend you.
Okay.
So there was that. And then, as you know, I've been trying to grow the money running business. Me and Ming have gotten a lot of clients together. We run money for a lot of people. And I have expressed to everyone in the house pretty much that I would like to continue doing that business and expanding. And Hazel was going behind my back and getting customers for himself and also doing it as a favor to people for free. And when I confronted him about it, he lied to me and said that he was referring people to me when right in front of my face, he took a call with another customer of his. And so for those reasons, that's why I thought of the idea that, well, that's why I don't trust Hazel, pretty much. And then Hazel showed up at the house. He couldn't access the house. Me and Forehead were driving at the time, and so we went to the house to go speak with him. And I gave Hazel the news there, and he took it pretty well and just left. And then after that, that's when Forehead expressed that he had a problem with it. But when I had talked to him prior, he did not. So I thought everyone was in agreement. And at that time, I knew you were sick, so you wouldn't be around for a few days.
Okay.
That is the first situation with
Okay,
Hazel.
that's the first situation.
So,
Okay, so then Forehead, what
yeah,
happened from your perspective?
A little bit different from my perspective, but you know. So I wake up one day and then Fanny's like, we're gonna kick Hazel out of the house. Here's the reasons. Now, I agree the reasons were good reasons. I knew they were concerning. I'm not saying they weren't, right? But the issue I had a problem with is that Hazel was kicked out of the house with a free people's decision. I think kicking someone out of the house is a big problem, you know. Is something that everyone should discuss, right? And he should have a chance to defend himself. It's like you said, right? Something happened 2 weeks ago. And by the way, he got his key after that happened. Like after the whole robbery shit, that's after that he got his key to the house. Technically, it couldn't have been that big of a problem at the time, right? So I'm not saying the concerns weren't real concerns, but the way he got kicked out of the house made no sense. Everyone should speak about it. He should have a chance to defend himself.
I think
that's it.
I agree that it happened way too fast.
Let Forehead finish first, and then we can.
Okay.
Just so we can hear both parts.
I thought we already talked this through, to be honest. We had like a hour-long conversation about this yesterday.
Yeah, well, we're just telling AK what happened.
Yeah. That I'm just telling AK.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just telling AK, like, I think we sorted it out yesterday. That, I agree, it was done way too fast.
But so I'm confused on one part though. You said that the people that were involved in the decision was Lovemore, you, Desmond, Ming, Julian, Dickhead, and then Forehead. But Forehead,
No.
Well, I talked to Forehead before.
Listen, I found out about it after he was already kicked out.
No, he was only removed from the panel as a
But
precaution.
that is kicked out.
No, we could have just
Can't get
added
into the
him
house.
back.
Yeah, but the fact is the decision is already made.
No, I think that's where the disagreement is. Because that was, like, I don't think you understand when I say the word precaution. We could have always added him back.
Like this though, no? Like, he gets removed.
How
Des
does he
isn't
not
always around to
understand?
remove
Does he
him off the
understand the
panel.
word
What if we
precaution?
told that shit to Hazel? We sat down with him. He didn't agree with it. Went through the house, took all the shit, and dipped.
Yeah, it's just a
I mean, take
precaution.
his key.
So
And just be aware as well, like during that entire week, there was over 100K of cash in the house
Yeah.
at all times.
Taking his key to like, I mean, that doesn't
cash,
really do
cash,
anything.
yeah, but what cash? Cash that he's given to the house? Like
No,
No,
the
cash
money
in the-
running
in the
cash.
box.
There's money in the house.
There
you
was
know?
like 200K in there
So-
at one point.
In the talk yesterday, everyone agreed that the reasonings for the kicking was valid. It's just the haste behind it was a little bit, was too much and too fast, and it needs to be changed in the future. The only thing is that there's a bit of a caveat being there's now this panel that people can just come in and fuck up your whole day, everything you worked for over just a whim, And I think due to the fact that he spent almost 2 months, kind of like lingering around, like not kind of struggling to really mingle with everybody in a way where he was being brought along with things. He had a key to the house. One reason why he started doing things with other people is when I spoke to him, and he told me that I kind of feel left out. I'm not being called for things. I don't got a key because I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake. And that's when I called Ford and I called Fanny. I was like, hey, look, he feels left out. You have to do a job. Take him, have him do some things, give him a chance. And each chance he was given, he kind of let people down and broke trust.
but
You know?
Julian, I'm confused as to why you were involved in this decision making, since you were the person that's involved the least out of everyone.
I wasn't
even
involved in the
Hazel.
decision making.
No, I just went around and I told everyone and asked for their opinion on it.
Yeah, all I was is I was made aware of the mistakes he had made after I had told them to bring him around more often. I wasn't part of the whole making the call of what happened.
Yeah, I tried
Okay.
bringing Hazel around a lot, and I even took Hazel to do like the money runs with me. And
Yeah,
so
I don't really
I
know Hazel that well.
actually, I like,
I mean,
sorry, sorry, go ahead.
the whole I think kicking somebody should never be necessary ever, but it will be necessary if people are invited on a whim, which is why I'm a person that's very cautionary with how I add people in initially. I don't think Hazel was ever an issue in my eye. I think I hear what you're saying, and I think the precaution is great, but the only thing that I'm a bit that I don't kind of see is like how there was issues previously, but that was never brought up, and then he was given a key. That's a bit strange to me. If there was already issues brewing, that should have been handled like as it happened, no?
Yeah, but okay. I mean, going back to what you said, like if people are invited on a whim, didn't you say before you left, Hazel's is kind of the guy, he just pays 15K and he's off doing his own thing?
Yeah.
So is that kind of not, that's kind of somebody coming in on a whim, no?
Yeah, but that's because when we initially invested in the house, we needed people to invest. So like, yeah, going forward, it wouldn't be a good idea. And I agree that Hazel initially, or I mean, from the basis of what he's invited on, is a bit of a, definitely like a Joker card. So is it the biggest deal in the world that he got kicked? Probably not. I don't think.
I don't think if it was anyone else, the same like conclusion would have been suggested by me. I think out of everyone in the house, I have hung out with Hazel the most, and I had the most like trust in him and the most broken as well.
But Forehead, when you're saying that you find this problematic, is it that how the decision was made or who it was made against?
No, I mean, I already said the concerns are concerns, right? But like, I mean, I think the fact that they didn't get a chance to defend themselves, you know what I mean? Like, it's the type. This is the type of thing like you have a meeting about, you speak about it, you speak to the guy about it, see his side of the story. I don't even know his side of the story, you know? Like, I don't know shit. Then kicked
But
out the
did he
house.
even try to give his side of the story?
I mean, he
We
didn't,
talked
but he was already
about-
kicked out the house.
Like when you explain why he's been
Okay.
kicked out, did he say anything or did he just walk
No,
away?
he just said,
listen,
okay.
I get what you're saying, but look at it from his perspective, right? He walks up to your door, he can't unlock anymore, and we tell him he's kicked out of the house. What's he gonna say? Oh, clearly we don't fucking like him, you know? I mean, it's clearly it's done.
I
Mm,
agree
don't
that
think so.
I agree that it was done too fast, and I wish we had a group meeting about it, and that is my fault. But I don't agree that we shouldn't have taken that precaution. I still believe that the precaution isn't permanently kicking him out of the house. It's a precaution. I don't know what other word I can use.
I do feel like, kind of like you said too, what I said yesterday after I listened to you guys talk about everything and gathered everything, that he is a bit of an anomaly in a sense where no one else in the house would have been dealt the same type of hand in this situation. And I think it's also, in a way, part his fault for having not spent the 2 months earning enough trust to be able to be given the opportunity like everyone else probably would have. And him being so sort of on the fence about things and being a little wishy-washy, plus the team's lies and a few mistakes he had made, I think all resulted to the way that he got treated at the end.
That,
Right?
I mean, the issue here, it's simple. Like, it just lands in communication. From my perspective, Hazel was never an untrustworthy individual. Even though, like, if I would pick one person that I would trust less, it would probably be Hazel, but not because of what he did, just because what he didn't do.
Exactly.
He never did anything that to me could say, show any type of mistrust. He didn't even do anything against you guys that I would concern as mistrusting, because nothing of this was communicated to me at any point. So, like, I just on that basis, there's no reason to be mistrusting of him. I'm
Okay, but
sure, like,
if
we could have
you-
had the conversation with him and sorted it out. But I mean, is it a big deal? I don't think so. I mean, not necessarily.
But if you're trying to build a business and he's going around your back, building up another clientele, then surely that's not trustworthy. No? How could you trust
I
him
even
like that?
asked him to his face.
Yeah, that's problematic. I mean, I the thing is, again, I feel uncomfortable commenting on the situation when I haven't seen or been a part of any conversation regarding it. It's like when Forehead came to me and said that, Future's house got stolen by fucking lumber union guys. And I'm like, okay, what are the specifics? Like, did they write a contract? What did they take? What did he have before? Like, there's so many variables to this that matter.
Yeah.
And if you
Well, it's
don't have
different when
every
you don't have
single
the other
variable
side of the
to...
story as well. I mean, you don't know his side, right?
Right, exactly. Now, like, I don't know. I personally don't think this is a huge issue. I think the principle about this that is problematic is communication. Like, there
I
needs
agree.
to be more decisive communication made, and people need to be more decisive in their decision making. But it needs to be decisions that are made together if it's something that affects the whole unit. I mean, it's that simple, really. No.
I think everyone agrees based on yesterday's conclusion after the talk we had. All came to that, conclusion. So
Yeah. Okay. So what? So Hazel got giga fucked down. Did he receive anything? Like, did we pay him out or anything?
I told him to ask Forehead.
Okay.
No, because he got into a fucking started hitting people with a wrench. So
Oh, right.
Well, he started hitting people with wrench.
Yeah,
Well,
hit me in Future with a range.
I think Dick had hit him with a wrench first, and then he started like I don't even know. I wasn't there
So
for
he
the
was
fucking
defending
wrench.
himself. He didn't.
Well, I think Dick had robbed him or hit him with a wrench, and then he hit Future and Lovemore with a wrench or some shit. I don't know. I wasn't there for
Okay.
any of
So
it.
how the fuck can we blame him for doing
Yeah,
that?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I
Oh,
feel
no,
like-
no, no,
I
no,
feel
no,
like-
no, no, no. The time with me and Future there was no aggravation whatsoever. We're having a conversation with him. He pulled out a wrench. He hit Poe in the face with the wrench, hit Future, then hit me. We
Yeah,
didn't
I
have any
probably,
weapons. We were just talking to
I
him.
probably would have stabbed you in the face if it was.
When
me,
you say you talk to him, I don't know. I just
Future was there.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm a honest. At this rate, we don't give him shit back. It is what it is. I mean, it's done. What's done is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that. Listen, like, at the end of the days, when you run into issues, you just have to solve them as an adult. And if you apply an adult mindset to things, they're rarely going to become an issue, I think. And obviously, it's not that easy. It's not like it's not binary. It's not like 1 and 0. But
You're right,
this
100%.
this seems to have been like a really complicated issue that became maybe more complicated than it had to be. Now, I mean, Fanny, I totally get your side of it. Like, you have your shit that you care about, and you feel like when people are doing scoundrel shit against it, and you want to act on it. I get that. I would do the same probably. It's just that, and I think that shit is fine. It's just go through the proper process.
Yeah, I fucked up on that one.
Yeah, it's okay to fuck up as long as you realize and make an adjustment. No, you can't grow if you don't recognize and have conversation about things. But that's why communication needed.
All right.
So was this the big
No,
issue really? Like,
no.
it was this?
No,
No.
no. I
Okay.
can, unless someone else wants to.
Yeah,
Say
this
the
was just
story?
recapping you. This already has been resolved.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was resolved yesterday.
The fun
but,
part's still yet to come.
Julian, do you want to tell it since you're sort of like in the a bystander?
Let me try and think for 1 second to how to even
Okay.
begin this summarization.
Because I don't want to just tell it from, I don't know, whatever. I don't want to be called out again for the same thing as I got called out for yesterday. So.
It must come
I
from
don't
me.
think it'll happen. I think most of the stuff that had happened has been between Forehead and you and
Wait,
Ming.
Lamo, why do you say it has to come from me?
But yeah, I agree with Wolfman. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I think Ming is the one who should talk to you about the next subject, because
Okay.
I would say he
Well,
was in charge, or he had
well,
the
what
idea
part?
behind it.
Well, the idea
Expansion.
I had, listen, so the thing is, for us to grow, we need more people, right? And everybody from that other house, Future, Peter, I think Kevin, I think everybody agreed that we should try and go into something bigger and get something bigger. So the idea was for everybody to go under one roof and combine everybody's fucking resources. But we have been waiting to see what your opinion on it was, because we don't know how you feel about it.
Okay. So the purpose of expansion is what?
To grow.
To have more resources,
collective.
to progress
For
more
what
with
purpose?
Buttcoin, to be able to have more people to do the heists and ammunition, whatever robbery stuff, and to expand. So it's for like both like protection as well as business reasons.
Okay. So you just want more of everything, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And I assume this is your old gang then, Ming, or?
Mostly, but not all.
Okay.
Some people like well, I mean, at least I was thinking RJ as well. Apparently, he's been talking to you, doing Sandy. I don't really know him too well, but
And
Yeah,
then
I've worked a bit with him.
Kevin is someone who we've been working with, or that I specifically have been working with for the money running stuff as well.
Okay.
He's mostly in the
And,
other storm. He's somebody I introduced to Fanny to help her out on the other storm.
Okay. And what is the real intention here? Is it just like what you're trying to buy one property and that's it, or like what's the goal here?
no, the way I see it, so the way I was looking at it, if we have one big property and everything together, these times where you're asking people to do, I'll give you an example from like how you could use it, right? When you're asking people to do Sani and get shit like that, I feel like you need more people like that can go out and do it. You see what I'm saying? Like Zuck, RJ, and I mean now Lovemore can all, when you look at us, chances are we're not going to go out and do Sani and shit like that. That's just not what we're for. But when you have more people that are willing to do stuff like that, I feel like everybody can come together and put the resources together to build a bigger thing.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
just
because the issue for me is never finding people that can do it. But you're saying the pro would be that we would get more of everything.
Same
Like,
goals.
that's
Exactly.
the goal here.
And some stuff you're also missing is that the fact that ever since you've been kind of sick and dealing with your own stuff, they've added these warehouses to the real estate that you
Yeah,
can
no,
now
I checked them
purchase.
out last week.
Okay, sweet. And a lot of the stuff just cost an absolute fuck ton of Bitcoin, and I think Ming is trying to become more self-sufficient as a group, not have to rely on other people. And then the group he's talking about, like the names you just mentioned, they've already banded together and bought a house. They've already have a Bitcoin mine that's almost double as large as ours, and they're all very hardworking and have proved, that amongst themselves. So that's why Ming got the idea to
yeah, I think it
just
would be
combine everything.
like how we're all paying like 15K each a week. From my point of view, for this new thing that we're trying to build, it would basically be like every single bit of our money, what we make, goes directly into the group. So we can just funnel that shit, like everything we make just goes into the house. We don't need to calculate how much each person has put in. We need everyone to be like 1,000% on board, putting in everything we make into the group in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you deal with personality clash with so many people involved on one project?
I think with a common goal, if we're all working towards a common goal, all the personality stuff can be worked through.
I also think the people that are involved or are going to be involved, if it all goes through, if all have experience with each other and know each other quite well, and then once they're new to the edition, I've also been hanging out with them and us coincidentally, and it seemed to be matching quite well. For example, I spent the last 2 days with RJ, and I quite like him already. So.
I mean, the way I see it, the bigger you are, the more reach you have, no?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think for me, resources is secondary, though. I want to make sure I'm around people that I have a good time with, and that I'm not surrounded by fucking idiots, basically. So I don't know. Are these people idiots?
Can I tell you my idea that I had, AK, for that purpose? So
I mean, they are slightly. I think it's a mix.
No,
of
like
idiots
you should have
and
seen
Kevin.
You should have seen them yesterday, AK. They were mediating. Like I was surprised
true.
because I thought they were idiots, but they were really calm and level-headed and rational and logical, and
But yeah.
it was just surprising for me too. They seemed
but
very
it's easy
mature.
It's easy to assess an situation
Okay.
that you don't have.
Guys,
an emotional
I'm gonna
connection
pick up Dickhead, okay?
Okay.
But I mean, that's great. I'm just I don't know. I think that I guess my worry is that. Listen, I'm gonna be completely transparent. I don't share the same mindset as 99% of the people that live in this town. And sometimes, if I'm supposed to be responsible for things that other people have done, let's say someone decides to, I don't fucking know, shoot someone just because they don't like them, and then I have to roll around with a gun and fucking do drive-bys on this guy every day because this guy just doesn't like this person, and this childish nonsense, then I'm not about
So
that.
you mean
I'm not
like
trying.
what happened today?
What happened today?
The Kaneshiro shit? Nobody
don't
told
know
you
what
about
that
that?
is.
The pawn shop shit?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, there
Oh.
was a lot of shit going down in the pawn shop, and I got told, "Yo, come with me, grab the gun." And I ended up shooting one of the Kaneshiro people in there, and that's
What is
apparently
there?
people
Or
who's
can of she-rope?
No,
something like that. I don't know what the
So
fuck their name is.
it's a group of Asian descent, I think. They live in Mirror Park. They own a lot of real estate up there, and they're a large group. I'm thinking like maybe 30 plus people. And it's ran by Mary Mushkin. And people in that group are people like
JJ?
JJ, people like Ivan, people like
Yeah,
whatever.
the funny part about all this is that actually I spoke with JJ just yesterday or 2 days ago, and we're doing business together, and he said if Forehead will stop hunting our people, then we will happily bring all of our money through your group. And then now this has happened. And
And
I
then
don't
today, another thing happened with them too, where
Not hunting, robbing.
robbing,
yeah,
sorry.
and then today they tried to rob them again, and then the Kaneshiro people beat down, I guess, Flora and everyone else that was with them. Took their
Why
phones,
did
took their
Why
HQ
did they
chip.
stop?
I think They were just doing their thing. They had like
I
a
don't
shopping
know.
device.
Honestly, I wouldn't
they're
even.
trying to
No,
scan
no,
the truck. I
no,
don't know.
no. It didn't start from then. It started from the pawn shop.
That was the day
Yesterday,
before,
I
right?
don't. Yeah, so it was yesterday. Something happened. I don't know what happened in the pawn shop. I don't know like what was going down. I just got told to grab the gun. Let's go. And you know, there was a bunch of people inside the pawn shop. Two of them had
Avery, thank you
guns.
for
I
the 32
think
months.
one of them got shot.
Red Boogie Blue, thank you for the 3
One of them
months.
got held up outside.
Gan Gong, thank you for the 19.
And that was about it. And
Yeah.
you know, shit kind of pop. I don't know anything that happened. What happened inside? But it was, I think, Future, Forehead, Poe.
Yeah,
were
and
there.
today, Future
But,
Ford
but after, another thing I don't agree with is fucking dickhead grabbed a car, blocked the door, and when the cops showed up, he started screaming that he got shot by him. To the cops. I don't really fuck with it. And then today, I don't know what the fuck happened today. So I'm saying
Yeah, I
Did
didn't
you
even know
voice
about
that to
that, to
him?
be honest.
Forehead or dickhead?
Yeah.
No. So there's another thing as well with dickhead, which I'm sure when he gets
Well,
here,
yeah,
he'll
we'll
bring
wait.
it up. So.
Wait for DK to come.
Yeah, you should voice these concerns and like.
That's
No.
this
Oh,
happened.
no.
This
What?
just happened.
Okay, yeah, go.
Yeah, and we've been
yeah,
waiting
to go
for
back
you.
To my to go back to my point. In a big group setting, there will be times when someone will hit up my phone and they say, "Yo, AK, I'm being chased by the cops," and I'm gonna ask why. And a lot of people they don't fuck with that.
That's fine though. I think if people understand that you're not that kind of person and you're not always going to be involved, it's because I look at you similar to Kevin. Kevin
Yeah.
is very business minded.
Yeah.
But when he needs to do something, he will do it. I kind of see you as the same. I don't expect you to always go. I don't expect you to jump in a group of 6, roll out in fucking cars, and go shoot some people. You know, I don't see you as that person.
Well,
I see you as somebody who can bring structure to a group and build that way.
okay, but in terms of structure of this group, like how many people is this in total?
How many do we have now? 5.
No, we're
Kevin.
like 7.
Well, I mean, like right here, 5.
Oh.
Then there's Kevin, Forehead, Dickhead, Future, Peter, RJ.
10.
Am I
Ish.
missing anybody else?
Ming, Fanny, Julian, Kevin, Cookie, Future, Peter, Forehead, Lovemore.
Well,
Dickhead.
this looks like a very fitting place to shoot somebody in ocean dump there, Ming.
Well, you
Kinda
deserve to get
coincidental,
fucking
don't
shot.
you think?
You deserve to
I
get
can't
shot.
do this right now. I can't.
Here we go.
I actually can't.
What's up, Dickhead?
All is good. All is not good in the neighborhood.
What's going on?
Well, we're about to get to the next topic, which is what Dickhead's yelling about.
I beat up and robbed Voidwalker for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, we went through that part.
Wait, we already did that?
Yeah.
We talked
Did
about that.
Okay.
Oh, what part are we on now?
Kenishiro,
Well,
right?
yeah, Kenishiro.
What the fuck is a Kaneshiro?
That's
Like
the
a can
people
of
that
cereal?
JJ
yeah.
Ivan Mary group.
the
Mary Park,
people we were
Leslie's.
holding up in the pawn shop yesterday who have been trying to do business with us. That group, the 27 random people that we don't know.
Damn, AK, you should have seen it. I did some hard shit. We tried to hold those motherfuckers up, and then I stole their own car, and then I locked them all in the pawn shop.
And then when the cops came, you said, "Help! I'm getting shot. They shot me." Don't
Yeah.
forget that part, dickhead.
Here, I'm the one that
That
called
was
the cops,
pretty hard,
bitch.
man. Yeah. Does nobody else see that as a problem?
I don't really know what happened. I didn't even know it was them, to be honest. I was just
Nah,
sitting in the
I
car.
honestly don't see it as a problem at all.
Call in the cops in the middle of a shootout.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Forehead
And
to
holding
see
somebody
that
up
as a
outside.
problem.
I mean, you would know about shootouts, right?
Yeah, I would know about shootouts, and he fucking deserves it. How you gonna sit there and have an argument for 2 hours? How you gonna sit? No, shut the fuck up.
Nah, you
How
watch
you
your
gonna
mouth.
sit there
You
for
don't
2
tell my
hours?
brother to shut the fuck
How
up.
you
Shut
gonna
the
sit there
fuck
for
up.
2 hours? And
No,
then next thing you know, you're gonna
no,
go
you
up
don't
to
say
Jaegar
shit
and
like he
talk shit
deserves
about
it,
it.
bitch.
He does deserve
Watch out who
that
the fuck
shit.
you're speaking about.
I didn't
Shut the
talk no
fuck up,
shit. What
bitch.
are you talking
Yo,
about?
bitch ass up.
That's what I'm talking
like,
about.
no, but like you guys need to learn how to communicate. Like, what the fuck is this? Or you guys like 10?
That's the problem.
Well, you don't know
Like,
what
for
happened.
real.
That's the problem.
No, it doesn't matter what happened. Even if you send a nuke on Ming House, you guys need to be able to talk about it. Like, you guys are acting like 9-year-olds. So, fucking voice your concerns and do it in a fucking structured way, or don't talk about it at all.
Hold
And then
on.
fucking bury that shit deep.
Who said anybody talk shit about Jaegar about you?
Well, you went up there right after we had like a 2-hour-long argument.
Yeah, I didn't say shit. Forehead didn't say shit. We just said the problem. Goddamn,
They're just
fucking
lying?
assuming motherfuckers out here.
They're just
Don't
gonna
even
start
know what
lying?
saying.
How are you gonna have an argument for 2 hours in the car, talk about it? You even went against Forehead in the car, started bringing up different situations, and then you're gonna go up to Jaeger and
You know,
say you're, and then
Because,
you
because
and
that,
say,
that
and then,
was something that was discussed 2 days ago. That
this
was
is the thing what I'm
discussed 2
talking
days
about.
ago.
How are we supposed to talk about shit when I'm talking and you interrupt me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Ming, right.
So how are we gonna have an argument, talk about shit, and the next thing you know, you go up to Jaeger, call Fanny on the phone, and have the tone where you're gonna say, "I'm gonna run the money for free."
Please use any other word than tone.
All right, what do you want me to use?
Demeanor.
Tension,
All right, demeanor.
perception.
How are you gonna have like a mocking voice and say you're gonna run shit
my
for
God.
free?
Well, I pretty much explained it on the phone. I said, look, I'm gonna run shit for Jaegar. Jaegar was a big part of what happened a couple years ago. He's always had my back. Let me do this, let me do that. He gave Forehead a gun. He did all this. He scratched our back. We should fucking have his back. She said, okay, that's fine. I said, oh, okay. And then she said, make sure to collect the 15%.
So,
Okay.
Okay, I think we should,
Okay,
since
real
AK's
question
here,
is,
we
how
should.
the fuck are you gonna hold down an entire job
No,
and not
nobody
let any
wants.
motherfucker
Nobody
do
wanted
it?
to do that.
I don't understand why
Nobody's
you keep
trying
thinking
to
this
do
in your
that.
head.
Yeah, nobody is trying to run the whole
I don't-
shit.
I don't-
We should not let anybody grow weed and just
Can
shoot
we-
everybody who doing that shit.
No one's
let's start
doing-
from the start then.
Okay, yes, can we please just tell AK the story?
Your money running
Yes, no,
operation.
no.
What's the idea behind that?
I'm gonna. Okay, you can interrupt me at any point. Okay, Forehead and Dickhead. I'm just gonna tell the story of the whole thing. Okay. So just so that AK has some context.
I'm not going to interrupt. I'm just going to listen.
Okay, so the whole idea with the money running thing, nobody is trying to monopolize the whole fucking thing. Like, I'm not the fucking Drew guy posted up at the motel. Nobody's trying to monopolize it. We're just trying to maximize our clientele, which should be the case for any business, right? I'm trying to maximize my clientele, and for any person that we see doing the money runs, first of all, we haven't even robbed anyone yet. We haven't done shit. It's all been CG. They've been robbing people during NA, and the people that they've been robbing have been coming to us to clean money for them because we're not getting robbed by them. That's it. We're just trying to get more clientele, and anyone we see who's running it, who we're not friends with, who is not one of our own, we're gonna rob them. That's the idea. We haven't even robbed anyone yet. And so, okay, so there's the context for our idea. What happened yesterday was Forehead.
So just real quick. So you're running your money running, and you're putting fear into other people, and therefore forcing them into using
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because think about it like this, right? When one person gets robbed in
No,
the
I think
city,
that makes sense.
word gets around, and it you know what I mean? If one big
mean,
person gets robbed in the city, everybody fucking hears about it.
Yeah, that part makes sense. So I just wanted to.
Yes, but
So I
we're
understand.
not
But-
trying to control
Hey,
everything.
but keep going. Explain the
Okay.
rest.
The argument started when we were in the car. This was actually a pretty normal conversation. Forehead has people selling his weed.
Well, I'm going to interrupt because the argument started 2 days before this when me and Ming had a
Okay, you
conversation.
explain that. You explain that because I wasn't there.
Well, Ming tells me his idea. I like his idea. I'm not against his idea. But I'm like, how far is this idea going to go? How many people are you going to rob? So I bring up some people that are close to me. Future, Jaeger. Are you going to rob these fucking people? He's like, yeah. So I have to sit there with Ming and argue about why we shouldn't be robbing people that I value and I have a connection with that is worth more than fucking 15K robbery one time. It's not worth to You see what I'm saying? Like, I had to sit
Yeah,
there and
so-
that
so
rubbed me the
then-
wrong way. That me and Ming couldn't have enough respect for me to tell him, listen, this is my guy, don't fucking rob him. And I have to sit there and
Okay.
argue about something like that. It made no sense to me.
Okay, but-
so
but after
Ming,
that-
what just like what? Why is it that you feel like you couldn't exclude those people?
I mean, I told him I wouldn't rob Future after. I said I'll take him off it. And the reason I said I'd rob Future before is because he wasn't part of our group.
Okay.
The
And
Jaeger
the
thing,
Jaeger
I
thing
told him
you said,
after.
yeah, yesterday.
I told him after Jaeger,
But
I will
no.
not rob Jaeger, but I will rob his people because he has 20, 25 people living up in Polito. How am I supposed to fucking
Right,
avoid
but-
any of those people?
We had to have an argument for you to be convinced of rob Jaeger, like a whole argument. Like I don't even understand that's an argument.
Okay, but then when we had the argument, you go straight up to Jaeger.
Okay, wait, AK doesn't know about the argument yet. Let me explain it. Let me explain it first. Okay, so the whole conversation started because Forehead has people selling weed for him or selling weed for us on our turf. And what we decided is that the weed sellers should be going through us to clean their money for them. So pretty much we're making money off of them from them buying our weed as a first part, and we're making money off of them again when we clean their money. That's like a second portion. So both these portions should be money that we're making. Forehead was trying to ask to see if I could give them a discount for the money cleaning, and I told him as of right now, no discount, pretty much. And then the argument started because Ming said that if we do catch the weed sellers running money, we will rob them because they're not going through the proper channels. And then that's where Forehead disagreed and said, no, you can't be robbing our workers. And then that argument then led into Jaeger and Future. And then the conclusion was that Ming said, okay, we will not rob Future or Jaeger, but the weed sellers are still going to be robbed because they should be going through us for the money cleaning. If they're running the money themselves, they're taking away from our group's income, and we really need money right now for the fucking house.
Okay.
And then after that conversation, which took like, I don't know, a fucking hour, we sort of separated. Me and Ming went to go do Mosley's, and then Forehead and Dickhead, I'm assuming, went to Jaeger, spoke with him. I'm not sure about what, but the conclusion was Dickhead calling me and being like, hey, I'm gonna run Jaeger's money. I'm gonna do Jaeger's money cleaning, which I didn't mind because Jaeger doesn't like me and Ming for robbing one of his people before, but I told Dickhead to get 15% so that our group still makes the money from him because I have a client called Bajorn who works with Jaeger, and I've cleaned 150K for him already. So Dickhead said, no, I'm gonna do his shit for free. Dickhead didn't tell me on the phone that he was actually not doing it for free and actually getting 2 mags out of it.
But I said that in the car when we made an argument.
But-
I told you guys
yeah,
I'm getting
but-
2 max from Jaeger.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't. Am I supposed to make that connection when Dickhead's calling me, being like, "Fuck you"? No. Okay,
well, I'm just
paraphrasing.
saying it was said.
Yeah, I know, but I'm paraphrasing. I would not be able to make that connection when Dickhead's calling me with the demeanor and the attitude that he had, saying, "I don't care. I'm running his shit for free."
Okay.
And then situation
So, okay,
escalated after that. This is the last thing that happened. Situation then escalated, and Ming called Dickhead and threatened him to say, you can't be running his shit for free. If I see you on the streets, I'm gonna like rob you or something. Or like I don't know exactly what was said because I was
Hold
busy.
on. I'm
Told him I'd shoot
gonna
him.
rob. Oh, come on.
Just to add
What?
to that,
I
AK,
wasn't there.
Just be
so
aware that at this point we're like, I don't know, 3-4 hours of like, arguing and
Yeah.
then butting heads.
How
deep.
how could this be 3-4 hours of argument?
The
Like,
whole
how-
day. I
how-
throw out the
how-
whole day.
It was
2
a whole day.
meetings.
Like, are you guys
But
fucking 5 years
We should
old?
just
Like, how?
to give you context, right? And everyone's already heated and already irritated with each other, so that's why, you know. All right, go on.
that's
It
all.
really stems down to communication. That's the problem. One doesn't want to speak to one. One doesn't want to speak to one. This AK says we are
It's
guys,
kind
we're
of
living
how-
under the same roof.
Yeah.
What do you
should be
mean?
fine.
You're right.
We were talking all day yesterday.
Well,
Yeah, but
at the same time, the reason why it goes like this is because we don't
Okay,
really
okay,
argue
but
to solve things. We
The
go.
story wasn't quite put out there fully, right? Like you got one
Wait,
version.
go ahead.
of it.
Sorry.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So I met with Jaeger 2 days ago about me cleaning about his money, right? He's like, yo, I got 400K in road bills into clean. I'm like, give it to Ming and Fanny. You know they clean. They didn't want to. I'm not gonna sit there and argue about it, right? Like they didn't want to. They didn't want to. It is what it is. Now, I'm sure you guys know, me and Jaegar go way back, and also, he's helped us out. Like 2 months ago, whenever I asked for a gun and there was no fucking guns around, he'd give me a gun no problem. Yeah, and it's not. This cleaning is not being done for free. He's offering us mags to do it.
How much?
How much what?
How much money were you gonna clean for him?
I don't know. Whatever the fuck he was gonna clean in the last hour, or like, in like an hour's time. I don't know. Anyway, it's not like we're doing this for free, and I would do it for free. Like even if he wasn't giving me anything, I would still do it for free because he's helped me out in the past.
But right now, though, you can do it.
Now the phone call was done because we did just have that argument, and I said to Dick, listen, you know, I'd rather like let them know we're doing this. They don't feel some type of way about it, right? So Dick had calls them up, and in Fanny's defense, yeah, he was a bit like, you know, rubbing it in, I guess. But then he explained himself, and that's when Ming called him, threatened to shoot him. That's basically what happened.
Wait, so how much money did you want to get cleaned?
I don't know the exact amount. I don't know.
I mean, the issue here is it has nothing to do with resources or whatever. It just sounds like you guys were having. Basically, you were stacking too many heated conversations on top of each other, so it just ended up that eventually, when something pops off, it pops off immediately, which is just super unhealthy. And it's just,
I just feel like it was
really
you. I feel like the timing was just so bad for you guys to go talk to Jaegar about money running, about cleaning his money, right after we had such a heated and long argument about that specific topic.
The issue was with that was Jaegar was waiting to have his fucking shit cleaned, and correct me if I'm wrong, but at that point, Forehead, they was gonna go run it, but Forehead just went up there and said, "Hey, look, I can't run it." He's like, "That's Ming and Fanny's thing." And then I started talking to Forehead. I said, "Hold on a second." And then that's when we both excused ourselves and was nowhere near these motherfuckers. And that's when I called you. So the whole narrative, Forehead never said nothing bad about you. I made sure, I don't know how many times to make sure I was away from everyone when Forehead and I was talking about this shit.
He's just lying.
So it's like all these accusations.
He's straight up just
Oh my
lying.
God, they went up, they talk shit. I mean, regardless, it don't matter.
They went on a fucking world tour talking shit about me and Ming.
I don't know.
Because you don't see that as a problem. You don't see that as some snake shit. You have some argument, and the next thing you know,
Snake
you
shit,
go
I
up
called
there.
you up. I called her up, and I was like, "Look, I'm doing this."
Yeah.
Some snake shit would be
No, I mean,
me
like-
just be
the way you
like,
say it.
"Fuck it, I'm gonna go do this without saying nothing."
No, yeah, but I'm talking about
That's
the
what I said
timing.
yesterday. That's what I said yesterday,
listen,
right?
I'm a real guy. If I want to do a fucking money run, I'm gonna do a money run. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but what I said yesterday was
look at
I
that.
think if a certain thing is an issue that is currently being discussed and things are very heated and sensitive, it's best not to do that one thing until that thing is resolved, right?
Yeah, and
Especially
I
then calling and poking around about and trying to.
I think
escalate
it's
a
just
reaction, right?
it just sort of it's just kind of fucked up that someone who's not even in our group, in our core group, is more supportive of the business than you two. Because like Kevin is not part of our group. He has been taking money. He has his own clients that he could be making 15% off of. But instead of that, he's getting their money and then giving it to me, and I'm just paying him for whatever amount he paid. Like I feel like you guys could have even done that with Jaeger's, because Jaegar doesn't fuck with me and Ming.
Yeah,
It's like I mean, I already explained the reason we didn't take money from Jaegar. Like, I said
Yeah,
it like
I
4
get
times.
it. I'm just
So
using
then
it as
why
an
even say that
example.
then?
I mean, I don't know. This call group thing really rubbing me the wrong way. When was the last time you ever reached out to do anything with me, Fanny? Every
Literally
time
a
I
few
reach out
days
to-
ago doing
Nah,
reruns?
every time I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, let's hang out. Hey, these motherfuckers, Jaegar and Barry, fucking actively reach out to me to do shit with them. I mean, fuck, Barry got my whole weed thing started. This motherfucker helped me from the ground up. So it's like, oh, you do this, you do that. I understand we all in the house together.
What?
And we doing all this shit. And it's like, if I didn't have no loyalty, then I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna call you and tell you. But I mean, shit, I don't know. I've known these motherfuckers a lot longer than you, and they're fucking actively reaching out and trying to scratch my back and help me out. Same shit with my brother.
I thought I've been helping you out too.
I mean, isn't that a
You
reason to call
what?
you though? If somebody's known you longer, surely they're gonna call you more often. No? I mean, you just kind of contradicted yourself.
When you had your weed problem with not getting paid, I was the first person to give you 10K to buy your shit to grow shit. How are you gonna?
Okay, here, the
How are you gonna act like I haven't tried to be a friend?
The 10K that everyone put money towards, or
No, this is the initial 10K that I spent on my own. I didn't ask anyone else for money. I gave him 10K on my own. But I'm not
I
using
think
that
everybody
as
put
like a
money
fucking
into that.
No. I'm not gonna bring I don't want to bring this up as like a fucking I told you so, but like that was just me being a normal fucking friend. But it's just kind of shitty that you're acting like I'm a bad friend when
I mean, I
I've
don't
tried
give
my
you all
best
the
to
weed
be.
for free when you're doing all the runs.
You do, which is why I'm not over here calling you a shit friend.
I get. Well, I know. I'm not saying you a shit friend, but you expect me not to be. You expect me just to drop everything for some motherfuckers I know for years.
No, I didn't expect you to drop everything. I expect you not to go to them right after we argue about that specific topic and then call
Just
me
say,
rubbing it in my face. Is that so much
it
to
ain't
ask?
even about that. Again, you assuming the whole situation was we went up there because they was waiting for us, and we said, "Hey, we can't do this shit." It ain't. Hey, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I ain't in high school. I mean, if something come up, I'm just gonna tell a motherfucker straight how it is.
okay, but Dickett, why did you call her like and taunt her? Like, what was the point of that?
I mean, it wasn't taunting. It was like, look, these motherfuckers did all this shit for me. For you to just say, hey, we ain't gonna do it. We gonna charge them. I'm like, no.
I mean, if
I'm
even
gonna go-
Forehead is saying that your tone was fucked up, then that should tell you something,
but
right?
what I'm saying is,
I mean, shit, my name's Dickhead.
Okay, when he first called, and then yes, sure, he's like, oh, guess what, I'm doing a money run with Jaegar, whatever he said. I don't remember exactly. Then after that, he explained himself.
He never said he was getting two max for it.
This is a really difficult topic to discuss to begin with, because you're talking about like 5 different layers of issues here that you're trying to attack. I think the reason why you guys end up talking for hours about these kind of things that can be resolved is because you're talking about 5 issues as one when they're not. These are like a couple of different issues that you need to peel them out and deal with them individually. You can't attack this whole issue as one, because it's not one issue. Okay, like, number one, we have a business that's obviously causing some issues here. Like, and I'm not saying the business itself is problematic. I think it's great. I mean, you guys know I've been in support of the money running shit since you guys started. I just think that because of what the business is, it's gonna involve a lot of moving pieces. Everybody needs to at some point clean their money, so it's gonna ruffle feathers and it's gonna cause some issues. So like, moving forward, if that is supposed to work, then you need to set very clear ground, not rules, but like fences that you want to work within. Like, okay, we do this for these people, but for these we do that, and you can't do this if this happens, and etc. Because like, this is not the last issue with this. Like, it's not. Everybody needs to clean their money. Everybody's gonna have some friend that they want to do a favor, and it's gonna cause issues, and people are gonna feel slighted. And then
I am sorry, is this OOC now?
Like, it's not.
Yeah, we all hate each other, OOC.
And if we want to fix this issue, we need to. You need to structure this business in a very
removing them all off
way,
of Discord
because it needs a lot of structure to operate efficiently. And I know that that's not the whole issue here, but it's definitely one of the big issues. Now, a lot of the other issues you guys are talking about are just basically communication, like people doing things that are seen as others as unnecessary, or not having conversations that are needed, or not talking to a person before they talk to another person. And these things are also going to happen. It's not always the easiest thing to put yourself in another person's shoes, especially not actively all the time. You can do it temporarily. For me to assume the mindset of Fanny at a certain point, or the mindset of Dickhead at a certain point, is gonna be near impossible. And while it's easy to feel slighted by the actions of others, you also have to understand it's very difficult sometimes to imagine and remember exactly what another person would hope that you do in that situation. I mean, it's difficult being a fucking human being, and it's more difficult to exist alongside other human beings. Like, these issues are gonna exist if you can't talk about them, because basically what you guys are doing is you're not talking about why you feel certain ways and how that could be fixed. You're explaining the issue over and over again from different point of views.
No,
but you're never
I actually did attempt to say how I feel yesterday. I mean, Julian, you were there, right? I did attempt
Yeah.
to explain how I feel, and how I felt was that I'm sick of my efforts not being recognized, and I'm sick of not being treated as an individual and always being grouped up as an extension of Ming. To which Forehead then responds saying, "Was I lying?" And Dickhead then responds with saying, "You know what? Actually, you're right. Ming's your bitch. Everything you say, Ming
I
goes
said
along
that.
with."
I said that.
Yeah, that's what I just said. So
Okay.
that
So
was
maybe,
my
like,
attempt
if
at saying how I felt
so
about things.
real quick, don't forget you hurled a barrage of kind of like passive aggressive insults at my brother as well during that whole conversation. So I mean, this whole tone thing, an attitude thing, is
Having an attitude while we're fighting?
no, I don't care. But I mean, if you got an issue with that, and then you throw in kind of like daggers back, I think that whole thing null and void, Walker.
How does that have to do with what I just said?
well, I think,
How are you
I think-
avoiding me, my request
like,
at basic respect as a human, as an individual?
am I getting this wrong, Dickhead? Or are you saying that the reason why you're starting to do slight comments is because you feel like the conversation was initiated that way, or what?
You mean yesterday at this point?
Yeah.
The conversation at the pool? Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, my brother stood there, just got fucking. It's like, look, we ain't gonna agree on everything. I mean, that's the reality.
Okay. So in your mind, it was just reciprocation. You felt like he was getting attacked unjustly, so you defended him. No, is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, I mean, she tried to make him call her mama.
As an apology for calling me
That ain't
Ming's
no
bitch.
apology.
All right, you know what, Dickhead? All Dickhead does is just yell. So, Julian, you speak, since you were there.
Okay. To be honest, okay. I think yesterday, both at the lake and both afterwards at the house, it's just a constant trying attempt to argue things to come to solutions, and instead we do constant circles and we loop back and repeat the same problems, point the same fingers, same accusations, and repeat it over and over and over again. And in between that, there's a lot of jabs being thrown at each other, insults and remarks, and it's not very progressive, you know. And I think that's one of the main issues, because I think the problems at hand, the things we're struggling with, are actually quite simple to resolve and aren't really that big of a deal. It's just they are blown out of complete proportion because of the way we try and tackle these problems. And I think if everyone just tries to calm down a bit, it'd be a lot easier to kind of pick
I'm
it
just
apart.
so sick of. I'm so sick of being blamed for group actions or just me getting singled out, blamed for Ming's actions, because to Forehead and Dickhead, apparently I'm just controlling Ming, and like we're always on the same page, which means it's a bad thing, even though even though Dickhead literally said his thoughts are Forehead's thoughts, but it's not a problem when they're on the same page, but all of a sudden it's a problem when me and Ming are on the same page. It makes no
We tried
sense.
to explain yesterday too that it's quite obvious for that to happen when you spend every second of the day together for a long amount of time, many hours. They're in a car doing work together. They're talking about issues in the house, talking about problems, they're talking about different scenarios. They come to solutions together. So it's going to be obvious that they're going to share opinions on things, right?
Here's the thing, Fadi. Like, they're not necessarily wrong in thinking that you guys have a unified mindset, because you do. I mean, it's like
No, we do. We do, because we talk.
You guys will talk about things, outside of the group, and then you will come forward with that opinion. So for the rest of the group, it will seem like you guys have a unified opinion.
Yeah, we are unified, but that doesn't mean that all of his opinions and thoughts come from me. That's the problem.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get to.
But yeah, no, there's better ways to kind of, I guess, propose that you feel that way too, like towards you, I'm saying.
Yeah, that circles down back to the whole. I think the way we go about discussing problems is just very anti-productive, and it just causes frustration. People are misunderstood. Things are being said that aren't meant, and then now we're at a big thing where everyone's showing up in the meeting screaming, "Shut the fuck up!" Fuck you, this, that. It's just it's always gonna happen like this. So I think, like I said, the problems that we have to tackle and deal with aren't actually that big of a problem if you really look at how to solve them. They just seem like very, very big deals, which they're really not. Like you said, communicate, respect each other.
It seems like
slow down a bit.
you had like 5 or 6 compounding issues that built on top
Yeah.
of each other, and then you had constant conversations about these issues. So whenever another issue arose, it became bigger than it had to be, and then that conversation sparks other problems. Like it's a
Yeah.
it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point. But I don't know. So like, I'm just trying to kind of gauge, like, out of these issues that obviously are still remaining, which ones needs to be resolved and how can they be resolved?
I think
mean, like,
the main one that people seem to be upset about yesterday was Ming's conversation or call with Dickhead, which of
Yeah,
course.
Sure, yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
and then
it
the second.
definitely wasn't being called Hazel 2.0. You know, I mean, I've had attitude, but you know, being called Hazel, the man that I beat up and robbed for you, and then got kicked out of the house, and you exiled him from the goddamn group. Being called Hazel 2.0, that was not anything at all.
Okay, I'm sorry for calling you Hazel 2.0, and I would never treat you like Hazel. And I appreciate you standing up for me against him.
okay. See, that's really mature. That's fine, good job. Okay, but so
But the first
mean, it's
problem
not
that I just
easy.
listed, no, that's not that. What it was, it's not that easy because, again, I just listed the problem and it switched completely onto me again.
yeah, fair enough.
Like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. I
We're
just
trying to
said
make
the
Fanny
problem.
feel like this, man. Because Fanny has done some of the biggest sacrifices of this whole group. She washed all of our money, literally earning fucking peanuts. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
we can't be doing that shit either. Like I was very clear about this. We can never bring to the table, I've done this and you've done that. It's never gonna be a point of conversation. We can't have that mindset. It won't work. Now I'm not disagreeing with you, but we can't apply that to the conversation.
No, but I would just like to be treated as an equal.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean-
just listed. You asked what problems do we still have left to be solved. I listed the
Yeah.
problem, which is Ming and Dickhead's problem, and it got flipped
Yeah.
onto me again. So fix the
Well-
fucking Ming problem, which yesterday was getting pointed at me as well, which was really fucking annoying
Well, I
because it had
think-
nothing to do with me.
I think funny. What Dickhead was doing was disagreeing, saying that wasn't the only issue for him. Like he felt like that issue was still standing, and then you solved that issue, which is why I said, okay, good, we can continue, right?
Okay, so continue.
Yeah. Okay, so Ming and Dickhead, you guys, like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, what? How? Why did
What?
it get to that point?
Because how are you going to have a conversation about the one thing? You're going to sit there and argue for an hour or 2 hours, and then you're going to go and do the exact same thing that we just argued about
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, and the reason you got so drastic is because you felt like you already tried talking about it and you couldn't get anywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I would have shot him.
Okay. So, I mean, but Dickhead, do you feel like maybe you were contributing to his mindset there? Or like, was it completely unfounded in your eyes?
What happened?
You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you supposed to talk to somebody like that?
I will say though that a lot of heated things.
Like,
were
if I
said.
shot him, it's not like he's going to get any fucking dumber.
No, but
I would
I
die.
have a feeling though that people are
Okay.
acting like he's
I got an
already
easy
been
fix
shot.
for this.
He
I got an easy
hasn't been
fix for
shot.
this.
They're words, they're threats, and they were made
No,
in a
but-
moment.
no,
of
but
There's an easy way to fix this. Ming says sorry to Dickhead for trying to shoot him. That's it. Problem solved.
What?
No,
That's
doesn't
it?
solve the problem. That doesn't solve the problem.
So Dickhead
that's
wants
just-
an apology. That's it. The problem fixed.
No,
Why
but
would I
that's
apologize?
not how it led
He's your
up to
friend
that.
to shoot him.
What about everything
Okay.
that led up to that?
It does, listen, it
Okay,
doesn't
what
matter
about,
what
okay,
led
what
up
about
to
the
it,
other
'cause
day
you're friend to
when you
shoot
said
someone.
when you said hop in the
You
car,
start
let's go
to
to the
shoot
jewelry
people
store.
all the time.
Oh, hold on. What about when you told me to get in the car, let's go to the jewelry store? I ended up sitting outside the jewelry store with a gun in my hand, shot somebody, and he calls the cops. I'm sat there with a fucking gun in my hand when the
I
cops show
didn't
up.
call the cops. They just
You
showed
just
up.
told me you called the
Yeah,
cops.
because I thought it was funny.
But
The
you
cops
didn't
just
actually
showed
do
up.
it.
Now, I didn't actually call the cops. The cops showed up. They was already circling the air. The other thing is, I was yelling, cops is here, cops is here. And that's when I took their car and I fucking blocked them in the goddamn thing. And I said, hey, man, I've been shot. I mean, I wasn't even shot.
Okay, so I mean,
So we
obviously
just
all
we,
of
we
this
switched
was
from
really
one
dumb, but
problem
this
to
is-
another problem. Like, you know what I mean?
It just seems like that aspect was a misunderstanding then, no, Ming? Or what do you feel?
I'm misunderstanding.
Well, I'm saying like he obviously didn't call the cops. I mean, he blocked them in, but that wasn't the issue, was it?
No, it was him telling the cops.
Yeah, but
But
here's the thing.
What do you mean? We
no,
are
but- no,
standing
okay.
up there with good.
Ming, listen. Yesterday you were laughing about it. Yesterday wasn't an issue, but now all of a sudden it's an issue because you have a problem with him. You're picking and choosing when to make it an issue.
When did I not have a problem with it?
You didn't bring. Yesterday you were laughing. When I told you what he did, you were laughing. You did not bring up an issue. Now that you have a problem with him and you have to apologize to him, now you're putting an issue that you didn't have a problem with at the time. Just bring it up now.
Why are we focusing on the pawn shop? That's not even what Ming was talking about.
That's what Ming brought up. That's
He
exactly
brought
what
it up.
That's exactly.
Because
the
there's an issue. That's what we're talking. Hold on a second. What's the big deal with telling the cops, Ming? Like realistically, let's hash this out.
Well,
What's
the
wrong
cops
with
are the
calling
most.
the cops in the middle
Hold
of
on.
the shootout?
No, I didn't call
What
them.
is
First of
wrong
all,
with that?
I didn't call
You
them.
walked over here. You said I called the cops. I'm
Yeah, I
standing
did-
outside the fucking pawn shop after I just shot somebody with a gun in my hand. What
Yeah,
what is
Ming,
the issue?
Ming, you're,
Okay,
you're picking and choosing when to
No,
bring it up as a
because
problem, but
the
you
thing is
are.
yesterday,
Guess
yesterday
what?
I
But
didn't
you
call.
are.
He called the cops.
I didn't
That's a
call
whole
them. On
different
top of
fucking
them,
thing.
it don't matter.
didn't
The
call
cops
the
are the most
cops.
useless motherfuckers
Why
in
the
this whole
fuck did he
goddamn
walk over
city.
here and
No,
say
no.
that he called the cops?
But he just told you it was a joke.
It was a joke. So we're all having a serious conversation. He walks over and tells a joke. And I'm supposed to take him serious? You want me to apologize? Somebody that walks over here and makes a joke.
It still doesn't change the fact that you're picking up you're bringing a problem when it suits you to bring a problem. Like
Yeah,
yesterday
but
you
now
were
you're
laughing.
just twisting it again.
But I'm not twisting it. That's
You
what
are
happened.
twisting
Yesterday,
it because the
I'm not
whole thing
twisting
now
it.
is if he called the cops, if he 911, I'm being shot at the jewelry store or the pawn shop. That is a whole different thing than when the cops show up saying I'm being shot at.
No, but you had the problem with all of it. You had the problem with when he said that when he told the cops he's being shot at. You had a problem with that too. Though.
When he called the cops.
No. When he said he didn't call the cops, right? You said you had a problem with him saying he got shot at to the cops. You still had a problem with it. Even
Yeah,
after they say they didn't call the
911.
cops. But that's not what I'm saying. Even after they told you didn't call the cops, you still had a problem with the rest of the stuff that he did. And now you found out he didn't actually call the cops. But now you have a problem with the rest of the stuff that he did. And yesterday you knew about the rest of the stuff. But now you have a problem with it when it suits you to have a problem with it.
All right,
Look,
yesterday when
you
I
were
called him
laughing
and
at it.
told him I was going to shoot him, I was joking.
Yeah, I don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I was joking when I told him I was going to shoot him yesterday. It
You're
was just a
picking and
joke. It was a
choosing. You're
big
picking and
joke.
choosing a problem when it suits you.
but this whole shit that happened at the pawn shop. Did you guys have an opportunity to talk about it right after, or like?
There was no issue. Ming was laughing at this. There was no problem.
No, I'm saying like I'm asking Ming like, did you talk to Dickhead about the issue or?
No, the problem, no. And the problem isn't him fucking doing what he did. When he walks over here and he tells me he calls the cops. When somebody calls the cops over to that situation, that is a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's the principle. It doesn't matter if you actually did it or not.
Yeah, but 5 seconds ago you said there was a problem with everything that he did, though.
But it doesn't matter if Ming is pivoting or not. I don't think. Like obviously,
What
it
if-
feels like
in
there is an
my
issue, so-
opinion, of course, it matters because he has a problem with Dickhead. Like I said, like 20 times now, he's picking and choosing when for it to be a problem. If this was an actual problem that concerned him, he could have said yesterday, "Oh, Dickhead, why'd you do this?" But instead, he was fucking laughing at it. So now all of a sudden, when it suits him, it's a problem. And if no one else sees that, I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, it's just what it is.
I was just joking.
That's funny.
See, he gets it. It's funny.
Yeah, you guys have the same humor. That's great. I mean, the reason I'm saying it doesn't matter is because it doesn't matter that he pivots. What matters is why he's doing it. If that's the case, like if you have a problem with Dickhead that's deeper than that, then that needs to get figured out. Like that's my point. But this whole pawn shop ordeal, I mean, I feel like I don't know. Again, like, listen, guys, I don't show up for one weekend because I don't show up on weekends. I come back, I'm sick, and over the weekend, somehow you guys have created more issues than we've ever seen ever. So this is like 100% something compounded. Like all of this is stemming from issue number 1, and then issue number 1 has been intensified because you guys had the option to intensify it by issue number 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are issues right now because you guys wanted issues. And when I say you guys, I mean literally everyone.
No,
So
no,
you-
chill. Okay, no. It seems like it's Dickhead and Forehead versus Fanny and me. That's what
and
it's
then
like.
What? And then,
Yeah, I
and then
think so
what?
too.
Dickhead is on Forehead side, and then it's Funny Ming, and then it's 2v2. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it seems
I
like
think
at the
everyone's
moment.
trying to mediate and trying to share their opinions and stuff,
Yeah.
stuff to come to like an agreement on a broader scale, right?
Okay.
And I think that's also why yesterday the people that we spoke about before were also trying to mediate and help and played a good part in that, like Peter and like Future, for example, and
Okay, I
Jack
mean-
as well.
So what is this then? Just a classical like you guys being angry at each other, and then you guys talking individually, and then coming together with those opinions, and then that causing more friction. Is that what's happening?
Seems like, yes.
I'm hungry.
Or
I don't have any
hangry?
food, I'm
Was
sorry.
Is that what that happened?
No, right now.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a hangry issue. Very common.
Okay. Like the fucking this conclusion, how I see it, is that there are 3 problems, right? The first problem is that Ming threatened to shoot Dickhead, which can be seen as an in the heat of the moment type thing and bad timing. The second problem is that which me and Ming have, is that Dickhead and Forehead went to go make a deal with Jaegar immediately after having a 2-hour argument about that exact topic. And then the third problem, which is my own problem that I still haven't gotten a response on, is me not being seen as an equal to Ming. Because just because we have a unified mindset doesn't mean we're the same person without our own thoughts. Because clearly Forehead and Dickhead they're unified as well, but they don't get shit for one of them influencing the other's mindset or one of them changing the other person.
Didn't you just
Like-
say that Dickhead was arguing against me in the car yesterday the whole time, then he switched all of a sudden?
Yes.
But you guys
I
argue all
mean,
the time.
right,
though,
the,
so
the,
that's
the
not
other
fair.
thing is that there's something you said in there. I don't think Forehead I see you as less than. I mean, I don't think you're not equal than anyone. I think that's kind of crazy.
I don't think anyone said that.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact is you and Ming got the same mindset. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But nobody thinks you're less than.
Then how does that mean I'm influencing him? Because we have the same mindset. Where does that come from?
Okay, how does you influencing him mean that you're less than him? How does that make sense?
No. We're moving on from the less than. If I'm not less than, right? Let's agree on that. I'm not less than him. Why
I think
are
everyone.
all
I
of
think everyone agrees on that.
Okay, we agree on that. So why does Ming's mindset have to be my words? Why are you saying that all of Ming's thoughts come from me?
What do you guys disagree on?
We literally
No,
disagreed
that's
when
not-
Forehead.
Well, hold on. That's not what she's asking. She's
Yeah.
asking like even if they don't disagree on something, why
Okay.
is it that you think that she's the one influencing him and not the other way around? That's what she's asking.
I mean, I said this yesterday, right? Like, we had another meeting the other day, and I'm speaking to Ming, and then Ming wouldn't even respond to me because Fanny's speaking for him every time.
I don't know if you can tell, but Ming's pretty fucking quiet and I'm pretty talkative.
Okay, well,
I
let
said
him,
that
let
to
him
Ming,
speak,
shut
you
up.
know? Like,
Okay, Ming, speak if you want. Like, what?
What the fuck am I supposed to talk about?
yeah,
no,
what?
no,
This
I'm not
is my
talking about right
problem.
now. I'm not talking about right. I'm talking about when I'm asking him a question and I'm speaking directly to Ming,
Like the leg, at the
and
leg,
he,
for
and he
example,
doesn't even have a
said.
chance to respond. You respond for him. That's what I'm talking about.
Because the problem has to do with me too.
Yeah, but I'm no. I was literally speaking to Ming.
I mean, I don't know what was said specifically. I don't know if it was said.
This has been a
that-
thing for like the past 2 fucking months that I've had to deal with. Just constantly, Forehead always saying, "Oh, Fanny changed Ming." Boo fucking who? This whole thing is just fucking annoying. Like, is Ming not his own person who can make his own decisions? Do you not remember when I fucking tackled
know,
you over
okay.
Chris King and Ming took your side over mine? Like, we each have our own thoughts.
I think I'm not saying you guys don't have your own thoughts, but saying that somebody influenced somebody else is, I think, acceptable.
I mean, is it strange that someone would have an influence on someone else?
Yeah,
Is
I don't
that really,
think it's strange. I don't think you guys are taking this the wrong way. I don't think that's a strange thing to do. I mean, I think you're taking
Well,
it
yeah,
a
but
little bit out
when
of
you,
proportion.
when you say it like that, it's normal. But when you use it against somebody, it's
I mean, it was a
You're
problem
You're
yesterday,
saying it
right?
in a way
So,
where it sounds like I'm brainwashing him or some shit.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, like I said before, right? Whenever I'm trying to fucking speak to Ming and ask him questions, and all I hear is you speaking back to me. I mean, it's like, well, like, you know, like, what's going on, you know?
What do you mean what's going on? What's going on is me trying to stand up for him because he's quiet.
Yeah, but why do you have to stand up for him? Like, listen, I've known Ming for a long time. I can speak to him. You don't have to stand up for him. You don't have to
No,
feel like
but
you have to stand up for
but
Ming.
I also don't have to shut the fuck up when I have something to say.
But no one's saying you have to shut the fuck up. All I'm saying is you should let Ming speak.
So basically, you're telling me to shut the fuck up when I have something to say.
Yeah, well, if I'm speaking to Ming and I'm asking Ming questions, I want him to respond to me. I mean, what's so hard to understand about this?
Why is this
There
an
was
argument over me speaking or not?
Yeah, what?
But I think the issue is here though as well that the
Is
problem
this the
that's being
same-
discussed is something that they both have shared.
It's the same as Dickhead yelling when I'm speaking to Forehead.
Problem. So, and I feel like if Ming had a problem with her speaking up about something that they clearly agree on already, he would speak up. He's done it very many times in the past. If he disagrees, he wouldn't let someone just speak for him. So I think him being quiet is also kind of like a silent approval, you know?
Yeah, and
Whatever
it's
she's
not a
saying.
problem when I'm speaking to Forehead and the Dickhead speaks up for Forehead. Like, it's only a problem when I do it.
I'm sure if Penny's wrong, he would address that and correct her. He has never done it in the past, like where he hasn't done that, you know? Whereas I've now known for a very long time.
I think the thing is like.
Stop trying to make the two the same thing. They ain't. Yeah, they're not the
if we're
same
talking
thing
about the
because
logical aspects
I'm
of this, like what is actually happening and what isn't.
I'm not Ming's brother.
Funny, you do have a tendency of like when let's say I'm having a conversation with Ming in this context, and then you feel like something isn't being said, then you feel the need to say something, and I get
Yeah.
that. I'm also like that sometimes. But I think because you do that, it can sometimes leave the implication that you're talking for him when that happens. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, Ming doesn't speak a lot.
Yeah,
I'm like that too, to be
absolutely.
honest.
But
I agree.
But I think sometimes, like, if someone is like asking for something specific and then they're getting it given by someone else, then they're not given what they're asking for, and that can be frustrating. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but the one time that he directly asked me a question and I interrupted, well, that's all. It was just one time yesterday,
Yeah.
where it was directly to
it's
Ming.
not one time. That's the one time I called it out.
That was the one time that you specifically said Ming,
But-
where I interrupted.
No, that's the one time I actually called it out. I said,
But
you know,
if you
that's the
only call
only
it out
time I've
one
called it.
if you only call it one time, and that's
Yeah, but
all
I
she
don't even.
knows,
I
then
don't. Yeah, okay, but I don't know what this problem is. I mean, it
I just
is what
explained
it is,
it for
right?
so long. What do you mean it is what it is? It's not it is what it is.
I mean, what is the problem? Because I didn't even know we were speaking about this point. I'm a be real.
I'm, like, is
She's
there even a
saying
point
that
for
it
me to
makes
keep
her- it
going?
makes- She's saying that it makes her feel insignificant, that she just get diminished to like, something less than her own person, and the same for me.
I don't think. Okay, listen. I don't think anyone views her as less than her own person.
Okay, we've moved on. I agree.
Right, okay,
I
so
can
what- so-
I've taken it. I don't like Ming being seen as being influenced by me and not as someone who can make his own fucking decisions and who disagrees with my decisions sometimes too.
But both of those things can coexist, no?
What?
I mean, the thing is, it was
Like,
never an issue
you
before.
you can influence someone, and they can still have their own opinions about things.
Yes.
Like,
But
if you hang out with someone,
not-
obviously, like,
No, I
you're
agree
gonna
with
influence
you.
that person.
Yes,
But I
I
don't-
agree with you, but I don't like it as being used as like an attack on us.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do want to
if
say
it's
though,
used in a negative connotation, then that's a problem.
even
Yeah,
before
like-
Fanny was around, and you know, I was around Ming, there's been a lot of times where Ming and I would talk about things, agree upon certain stuff, or talk through scenarios, and then when the time comes to talk about it in a group setting, there's been a lot of times over the many years that I would speak for him, kind of like how Fanny has been doing naturally, and it's always been a time when if it's something I say that's wrong or incorrect or he disagrees with, he'd speak up, but it's never been an issue before. And now when someone else is doing it, it's, I mean, maybe it's the way that maybe she argues with things. I don't know what it is, but I'm the same way though. I talk to people quite often without even meaning to, just because I'm passionate about stuff, you know? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ming's his own person, right? He can speak up if you know, say something that's incorrect. We didn't got to handhold Ming in his way of communicating. And if he does it, you know, if he does it through somebody in this way, who gives a fuck?
Okay, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if Forehead doesn't see kind of this, then like
I agree.
it is going to be difficult. Like, I mean, I can see, I understand. I think why both parties feel a certain way about it, but
Let me say, okay, how do we come back from this?
Well, what I said yesterday was I was just simply asking for respect. That's it. As like a person, you don't need to, like it's just. I'm tired of Ming's decisions that you guys don't agree with being taken as decisions that are quote unquote brainwashed by me.
Okay, I mean that's a fair request, no? For
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but then I think the problem is like, okay, when she just says that, right? I think the problem is when somebody tries to argue with me about it, then I think it's when you talk, right? When you speak up about it.
So
Yeah, I think when
so
they address
when
it
they
directly,
address
right?
you, I'll just be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair,
yeah,
no?
I
I'm a
agree.
thought for
think
that
would
too.
solve a lot.
Yeah, I do the same thing, and I'll work. You know, I'll watch that as well because oftentimes when Ming gets addressed as something that I've been involved in, I would speak up before he gets a chance to too. But that's also on me.
Oh yeah, fucking Julian
mean,
does the
how,
exact same thing, but
If someone doesn't talk a lot, how are they start talking if someone speaks for them? You know, so.
it's only a problem when I do
Yeah.
it.
But I think like from what I'm hearing, like, I understand that what is being done and said is feels like a dig at you, Funny, and I probably would take it the same way. So I totally sympathize with it. But I don't think that's the intention, even though it's being put that. But even if it was at the time and it was being done spiteful because there was other compounding issues, we can leave that shit at the door. And it doesn't have to be like that. Like I don't know. I mean, what concerns me is you say you felt like it's been like this for months, and I mean, me personally, I don't think I've ever like bundled you guys up like that. Like, sure, you guys spend time together.
Yeah,
but
no, I've
it's
just
never-
heard it a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, but if that's the case, then I mean, it's important that we acknowledge that and make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, it's that simple, really. If that's something that is a problem, obviously, then it's just the reason I'm like a bit
Okay. I mean,
surprised.
I can agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I'm a bit surprised is because it's like you've never talked to me about this, for example. So I feel like
Well,
Yeah, but it could be one of those
Me
things
too.
that just kind of builds up over time as well. though.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to like what's the word? Like I'm not trying to diminish your
Thanks,
issue.
Pyro.
or
Thank you
say
for the
that it
10
doesn't exist,
gifted.
'cause obviously it does.
Thank
but
you.
That's why it was surprising for me. But I
Also,
mean,
just to let you guys know
I
real
just think
quick,
that if you leave
I don't feel like
him
streaming today,
room
so
to
that's why I'm
talk
not
and,
talking to you guys.
people think about how they
I'm only live so you guys can
talk to
watch.
each other in general. You just find act with decency
Yeah.
with each other. But I feel like even like going into this conversation, like a lot of you guys were really flustered, and I assume that has to do with because you guys have been arguing like all weekend.
But that's probably why you're not
And
hearing
that's
my
fine. It's just
normal
that
teehees and yapping bullshit.
If you're not in a mindset where you're trying to solve things, then
Just
things
to
are never
remind
gonna
you,
get solved. Then you're
it's all RP. In case you guys didn't remember. E-Rod, thank you for the 2 gifted.
I don't know. I feel like ultimately, I think this has been a constructive conversation. I feel like we get somewhere, no?
100%.
Is
I
that-
don't like that it has to be AK who addresses this because it seems that like there's a
Yeah,
divide.
surprise.
And,
I still,
Funny-
Forehead and I are still
sorry, Lambo,
friends
but
in
funny,
real
how do you
life.
feel about
Sorry.
Like, do you feel like there's just been anything constructive about this, or do you feel like the issue's still there, or like do you want to? Because now it's been said, and I feel like if it can be applied, then it can be solved. But just assuming that something's going to get fixed right at the meeting is unrealistic too.
No, I'm good.
Or you though, like it doesn't sound like you're good.
No, I am good. I'm just hungry right now. Really hungry.
Okay, yeah,
Like actually really
Fair
hungry
enough.
right now.
okay.
That was like a hint, by the way.
Yeah, I
Like-
totally get.
That was a hint. Like
Yeah,
is
Does anybody have food?
yeah, does anybody have food?
no.
Water. You want some water?
No,
I'll call
no.
Why
somebody.
do you
you.
always do that?
Okay. Thanks.
Lumore, why do you always do that? When someone needs food, you give them water.
I sometimes
It's good
drink a
to
lot of
stay
water to
hydrated,
suppress
yeah.
my hunger.
Actually, water can
I
keep you
agree.
full when you're hungry.
Yeah,
For
it
real.
can. That and snooze, it's really imba.
Okay, so since everything is fine, I think we need to discuss the first thing that Ming brought up. AK?
Okay. The whole group shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to give you an answer in the same meeting. I don't operate like that. Number one, I have to think about it. I definitely have concerns. I think building a group based on the fact that you want to get a bigger house and expand it can be great, but it can cause a lot of issues for sure. I don't really know the personalities of these people. I don't know how they operate. I don't know anything about them really.